This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on the State. And on this date, September the 9th, 1973, Jackie Stewart clinches the 1973 F1 season and the F1 title. And that was his third F1 championship all time. However, the 1973 season will always be remembered for some massive accidents and bad luck by everyone and all. And of course, Jackie Stewart's retirement and all that. So 1973 started out in Argentina. They would go through Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, Spain, Belgium, Monaco, Sweden, Finland, France, England, Holland, Germany, Austria, Italy, Canada, and the United States. It was amazing and all that. Well, the Dutch Grand Prix returned to the F1 calendar after it was canceled in 1972 because of bad, no safety in great. The Brazilian and Swedish Grand Prix made their debut, so that was huge getting all that. So it was huge and all that. So drivers would do the full warm-up lap and all that. And in the second last race in Canada, they actually had an introduction of a safety car for the first time. But this concept of a safety car was not introduced until 1993, which was weird. So anyway, the season started in Argentina. And Brazil's Emerson Fittipaldi won the championship, won the race. And then in Sao Paulo, Fittipaldi won the race again. And then they had to go to South Africa and all that. And it was humongous and all that. So Jackie Stewart did well, but he was reprimanded for overtaking under yellow flags. The Spanish Grand Prix, Fittipaldi won, having a sizable lead over Jackie Stewart and Francois Severt. And then rounds 5 to 8 happened. As Jackie Stewart won the Belgian Grand Prix, then at Monaco, Stewart won that, and then in the Swedish Grand Prix, Danny Hulme of New Zealand won the competition in Sweden, so that was huge and all that. And then in France, for the French Grand Prix, Ronnie Peterson of Sweden was the winner. And so after the Drivers' Championship stuff, after round 8, it was Jackie Stewart ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi and Francois Severt. Then the British Grand Prix held at Silverstone and all that. Peter Revson won the Grand Prix. And then it was the Dutch Grand Prix. Ferrari withdrew from the Dutch Grand Prix to focus on upgrading their cars. So Ronnie Peterson qualified on pole, and it would be a big race. However, on lap 8, Roger Williamson, the British driver, crashed into a massive corner. He was trapped in his overturned and then subsequently burning car. with the crash taking place at the far end of the track. No one of the marshals understood this and thought that David Purley was the guy who was crashing, who crashed instead of him trying to save Williamson, and they dragged him away. Anyway, Jackie Stewart won that race and all that. It was just heartbreaking for Purley. He was trying to help Roger Williamson, and they dragged him away. The German Grand Prix happened, and Stewart won that. So Stewart was leading his teammate Francois Severt for tops. Those are strange sounds. Anyway, the Austrian Grand Prix happened. That's Ronnie Peterson win. The Italian Grand Prix. Well, it was the Italian Grand Prix, and Stewart needed to finish in the top 3 to clinch the Drivers' Championship. Ronnie Peterson was the pole guy. Stewart started in 6th. Stewart got up to the final 4th position, but he had to pit with a flat tire. He rejoined in 19th, but got up to 8th place. So he took 4th place, which was like, yeah, he wasn't top 3. However, Fittipaldi, because of Stewart up in 4th, would have to win the race, and he ended up finishing 2nd to Ronnie Peterson. So because Fittipaldi did not finish high enough to catch Jackie Stewart and try to prevent him from winning the Drivers' Championship in Italy, Stewart was the 1973 Drivers' Driver Champion. And then came the Canadian Grand Prix, which Ronnie Peterson started on the pole. So anyway, Peter Revson, the American, did win the race at the Canadian Grand Prix, beating Fittipaldi and Jackie Oliver. However, the 1973 season would end on a low point as Francois Severt crashed during practice and was killed on impact at the U.S. Grand Prix. It was just shocking how Terrell, had Jackie Stewart, and then Severt, who was trying to chase for 2nd in the driver's standings of Fittipaldi. So, unfortunately, Jackie Stewart and Terrell withdrew from the event, meaning that Lotus would win the Manufacturers Award title. Ronnie Peterson won his 3rd race in 4 attempts and all that, which was huge. Peterson would finish 3rd in the driver's standings behind Stewart's 71 points and Fittipaldi's 55 with his 52. Lotus won the Manufacturers Trophy. All that. It was just shocking that Severt was doing pretty well, and then he ended up crashing. He ended up 4th in the standings, obviously. And yeah, Ronnie Peterson was on fire near the end. It was too late to catch those 2 guys. So anyway, that's what happened and all that. The 1973 Formula 1 season. But people didn't realize how that U.S. Grand Prix would affect Jackie Stewart, as Stewart decided to call it quits. A lot of people said because of his teammate dying at the U.S. Grand Prix in qualifying, that was the straw that broke the camel's back and Stewart would retire. However, Stewart basically went on to say that it wasn't because of that. It was because of, other things. And that decision was made weeks before the U.S. Grand Prix. So, yeah, he won the Italian Grand Prix. He won his 3rd and final F1 title, which was pretty good and all that. But Jackie Stewart would parlay it into owning an F1 team for many years and also doing commentary for Formula 1 for both ABC and a few other European networks. He famously did the 1976 Daytona 500 for ABC as a color commentator. And then was there in 1978 when Ronnie Peterson crashed at Monza, died at Monza in an accident that was caused by one of the Italian drivers. I think it was Patrese. But the fact of the matter is that Jackie Stewart reported that the Italian was at fault for not being in the right position, and then that crashed Peterson to crash into him and die. Not on impact, but still, anyway. So everyone knows that. And Jackie Stewart still is an F1 hero. Anyhow, what I'm going to do.